guys, what's up? It's Arthollywood, and today we decided to go with a completely different theme of just mason jars, and we're just going to be decorating some mason jars, multi-purpose mason jars. So we put together 3 awesome DIYs to do with mason jars you find around the house, just jars in general. And this first one is a Sharpie stencil mason jar. And all you need is a oil-based marker or a permanent marker, and you can just stencil out a design on this, and you can be so creative. I think this is one of my favorite types of mason jars I've ever done, because you can be so creative and you can completely express whatever you do. So yeah, you can just stencil out a design and have so much fun with it. So now that we're done with the stencil, I'm going to put some beads, and this really adds a fun pop to the mason jar, because the mason jar is looking a little bit plain right now. So I added some fuse beads, and if you don't know what fuse beads are, those are the little beads that you put on these templates and you iron them and they fuse together. But you can also use other beads, pony beads. I was also going to use wooden beads, and I did use wooden beads. So you can add anything you want, really. You can add so many different things and it will still look awesome. And now I'm going to place the pencils and pens that I want into the jar, and it makes a really good pencil holder. Moving on. So for the next one, you're going to need some black paint. And I chose black paint, but you can also choose any other color that you really like or prefer to do. Blue, that was my second choice, because I'm making a sea-themed pencil jar. But you can really be so creative with this one and make anything you want. The next thing, I used some sticky notes because I felt they were the right size, but you could use square piece of paper. And if you're using sticky notes like me, I took off that sticky part. I just cut it off there so that you don't have stickies when you're making your letter stencils. I'm also using a pair of scissors that will be required and some tape so you can tape the stencil onto the jar. And the next thing you want to do is you need to be very careful. You make one cut for the opening and you're going to make your letter. But the inside of the letter doesn't really matter. It's the outside that you want. Just like if you're cutting out a heart, you'd want the inside for like the heart shape, but the outside is what we're going to use in this one. We're going to take our paint and we're going to paint in the stencil line on our mason jar. So finally we're going to put some sand and seashells in our jar, and we put a little bit of water in it, but you can do whatever you want. For this final DIY, we are not going to show you how to make it because it's really pretty simple. We just took these like glass marbles with flat on the bottom, and we just hot glue them to the jar. It's pretty simple, and you can make any designs you want, and it's really nice. Just adds a fun touch, personal touch to your pencil jar, and you can really add whatever you want. And we chose these glass marbles, but you can also use other things with a flat back to go to the mason jar.